In this video, we have Elon Musk. All right. And basically, all right, guys, we have Elon Musk, and basically, he's basically debating with this guy. This is an older video, right? This is a flashback to the past, a series here that I'm doing every now and again. So let me give you just what happened, right? So I'm over at a friend's house, and we're watching YouTube, and this video comes up, Elon Musk, okay? And basically, we're watching the video, and he's like, bro, like literally 1 minute in the video, I'm like really into it. He's like, bro, you haven't seen this video? I'm like, no, I haven't seen the video. He's like, dude, how? Don't you have a YouTube channel and stuff like that? I'm like, bro. Anyway, long story short, a minute in, I said, look, I'm going to save it for you guys, okay? I have to save this video for you guys. This video is on hate speech, free speech, whatever speech. We getting right into it. Without further ado, let's rock!
Oh my God!
Unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean, some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously banned for things like hate speech. Do you think you prioritize freedom of speech over misinformation and hate speech?
Well, you know, who's to say that something is misinformation? Who's the arbiter of that? Is it the BBC?
And you're literally asking me?
Yes.
Well, no, you are the arbiter on Twitter because you own Twitter.
Yes, I'm saying who is to say that one person's misinformation is another person's information? At the point at which you say that there is this is misinformation, like who is going to decide that?
You accept that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause.
Yes, so the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Correct.
In its whatever it is, 100-year history, I'm quite sure.
Yes. Even if you aspire to be accurate, there are times when you will not be.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say there's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company. Is that
what hate
that
speech are you talking about? I mean, you use Twitter,
right?
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
This is what I don't like. I don't like when people interview people. Maybe this is just me, and they just seem to already have a pre-written agenda, basically just grilling you and just making you look like just the worst person ever on earth. It's just so disingenuous. Like, just be fair. Be a fair journalist, right? I could smell agenda on this guy from a mile away, right? Hey, maybe it's just me just yabbering on, but yeah, back to the video.
I mean, but just a personal anecdote. Like, what do you? I don't.
Personally, for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content. Yeah, personally, but I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
So you see more hate speech personally?
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful? What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm
just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content. And I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples. Can you name one example?
I honestly don't. Honestly, I
you
don't.
Can't name a single.
He can't name any examples. He can't name any examples. Again, coming with the agenda. I can see why. Everybody wanted me to react to this video. I can see why now. Because he knew he was going to get cooked. Because, look, you come with your agenda. You guys know how I feel about that. Now you're stuck. Now you're talking to Elon Musk, who basically builds rockets and lands them in midair and catches them in midair while they're landing and figures out the engineering on that, you know, versus this guy basically thinking he sees free speech but can't even explain it. These are two different people. completely different people. Back to the video.
For example.
I'll tell you why, because I don't actually use that For You feed anymore because I just don't particularly like it.
But you
And
said
actually,
you-
a lot of people are quite similar. I only look at
hang on a second.
following.
You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And
Well, then how did you see the hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen the For You hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
Then I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet. And yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Well,
that's false.
No, what I claimed...
You just lied.
What I claimed was there are many organizations that say that kind of information is on the rise. Now, whether it has on my feed or not... I mean, right, and
literally
you can look at something
one.
like the Strategic Dialogue Institute in the UK. They will say that. So
look, people will say
now he's trying to put it on other people, but you just said that you've been noticing more on your feed. Or do I need to clean my ears out? Am I not hearing this right?
All sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a single example, and you can't name one.
Right, and as I've already said, I don't use that feed. But
then how would you know?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
You literally said you experienced more hateful content, and then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
that's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed.
Then how would you know this hateful content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time.
Yeah, look at you.
Wow. COVID misinformation. You changed the COVID misinformation.
Has
rules.
BBC changed its COVID misinformation?
The BBC does not set the rules on Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about the BBC's misinformation about COVID.
I'm literally asking you about, you changed the labels, the COVID misinformation labels. There used to be a policy, and then it disappeared. Why do that?
Well, COVID is no longer an issue. Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations, and not reporting on that at all? And what about the fact that the BBC was put under pressure by the British government?
If this guy could regulate pepperoni cheese pizza, he would. If this guy could regulate a bologna sandwich, he would. He would. He 100,000% would.
To change its editorial policy. Are you aware of that?
This is not an interview about the BBC.
Oh, you thought it wasn't?
I see now why you've done Twitter Spaces. I am not a representative of the BBC's editorial policy. I want to make that clear. Let's talk about something else.
No, let's end it here. Yeah, that guy is that's what we call full of it, right? That guy is full of it, and I don't care if he sees this or not. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I can't respect that. I can't get down with that personally. When you come in with your own agenda or a company's agenda or something like that, and you're not fair, right? I respect fair journalism, right? Fairness, right? Now, here's the thing, it's okay to disagree. I'm not saying don't disagree. Absolutely. Come on, we agree to disagree. But he's not even doing that. He's playing games. All right. So anyway, guys, let me know specifically what you think about this interaction over here. I'm not even going to ask you whose side you're on, because I know at this point, I know you guys aren't on his side, right? So unless you are, let me know in the comments section. I don't know. But thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Till next time. Peace.